What's up? Good morning. Good morning. Cheers. Gotta have our caffeine. Probably should drink more water. Okay, we're gonna jump in. Today we're gonna be doing some Houdini. We're gonna do a destruction sim in Houdini, have some ground blowing up or something, and then we're gonna lay an NPM solver with grains on top, and we're gonna do a mix of a couple different things and see how it turns out. Shall we? Let's see how this goes. So with that, let's jump in. Let me see if I got this. I got my new circle mask on me. See that? You gotta make me a little bit smaller so I'm not covering up too much. Let's move me down. You don't need to see anything over there. I'll let you know something over there is important. So let's begin. Let's destroy some stuff. So what we're gonna do is start with cube. I'm gonna turn my screen a little bit. And what we're gonna do, oops. Just gonna make this, I could have done a different way to do that. But anyway, so what we're gonna do is when I'm destroying stuff, when I wanna blow something up and break it, is you wanna make sure that you're just isolating what you want to destroy. So you could do the same technique if you have some photoscanned elements, but we only want to destroy, a piece of this, and we want the rest of it to be a way we can collide. So the first thing I'm going to do is add some subdivisions. I don't need that many on the sides, but whoa. That definitely was too much. Okay. We're going to start off with some subdivisions, and then what we're going to do is we're going to do a Boolean. So a Boolean is just going to cut out a piece of this because I don't want to sim the entire thing. I want it to be able to collide with some of that. So let's do a sphere. And let's give it some subdivisions, and then we're going to add a mountain. So this is going to give us, it's going to make it a little bit more random. And you can do a Boolean fracture as well. That's another technique, is just using Boolean fracture. But I'm going to show you guys how to just do this right in here. So we're going to change the element size, or we can change the amplitude to give us some randomness. Then we're going to use the Boolean. There's Boolean fracture. I'm going to see what the difference between these. So this is the geometry 1 to fracture. This is the cutting surface. Oh, there we go. So that's going to cut a little hole out of this. And if we do a explode view, this is just showing you, like, here's the piece that you cut out. Interior crispiness. Okay, so that's nice. Let's see. Exterior, we don't need to worry about the exterior as much. Inside, outside. Okay, great. Okay, so that was helpful. It's created that for us. Just gonna scale it this way so you can see this a little bit better. You can see this piece. We're gonna make it 0. We're gonna make that 0. So it's just gonna bring this piece out so you can see. So we're just going to be fracturing that interior piece. So the next thing you can do is you can come out here and we could do like a split, right? And then specify we want the, not that group. We just want this piece, because we just want to focus on one thing. Now, I was trying to use the other day, the RBD material fracture, and to be honest, I wasn't super happy about it. It was making things way slower. So that was kind of disappointing. So what I'm going to do is we could just do, what we could do is just create our own fracturing system, and I could actually reuse this sphere, and we can do, let's see, fracture. So when you have just a Voronoi fracture points, geometry to add fracture points to, let me think about this for a second. Nope, I'm gonna just do it the way I know, and I'm gonna create a ISO offset on this. It's gonna create like, it's gonna make it like a little cloud. You forgot it was gonna be live. Yeah, just gonna do a quick, I don't know how long this one's gonna be because today's a little bit crazy trying to get some stuff done. Then we add a scatter, so that's gonna give us points on the inside. Then we're gonna add a Voronoi fracture. It's gonna say, give me the geometry and give me the points. And now you'll see that we have this thing fractured on the inside. And if I just, well, you need to see those points. So if I plug this exploded view into here, you'll see that now I have a bunch of points. I'm not going to plug that one in. We're going to create a new exploded view down here, just because. And there's all of our little pieces that we want. Another cool thing you can do is add a, what is it called? It's called RBD cluster. So this is nice because now what it's going to do is it's going to give us, it's going to take some of those pieces and it's going to put them into chunks. Are pretty slow in general. Yeah. So now, my friend, I think you're the one joining today. I'm not quite sure what happened. Usually we get way more people jumping in. So yeah, now the cool thing is we have these different chunks, and you can come in here and, you know, mess with the, where is it? The size of the chunks. So smaller pieces. Maybe that's something we like. Looks pretty good. And actually, before this, I can't remember which one you do it, but you do interior. What is it? Detail. Where is it? Interior detail, RBD. I can't remember if I put it in here or if I do it after the chunks. I guess it depends on what I'm trying to do. But let's take a look at this. When I'm scaling down that detail size, we're getting more subdivisions on the inside. You'll see, and you can go too low and it might get a little crazy, but then you add the noise amplitude. Let's see. Oh, whoops, that was my division side. I did not mean to do it. Well, we could turn that up to 2, so it's not crazy, but we also need the frequency to be lower. Actually, higher. I went the wrong way. So now you're getting like a noise frequency. Is this your first test with NPM stuff? No, this is my like 3rd time playing with NPMs. What we're gonna do is we're gonna do an RBD, and then we're gonna rest some particles on top of this sim, so you're getting like solid RBDs moving, and then like a whole layer of mud and dust and cool things like that on top. So these chunks look pretty good now. Now I want to see what it looks like plugged into this. Great. So now I got these chunks and we got some nice interior detail. And you know, if we want, we can turn that off so it sims fast until we're ready. So we're gonna do that. And then we can do the RBD bullet solver. And let's plug this in here. And now it's going to ask for also a some collision geometry, and we actually want to take I believe the split from this side. How do you make a dot in here? So there's that outside piece, because when we were up here, when we did the Boolean, we use a split, and this one's going to split this side, and so it's going to give us the other side right there, and then down here we should have that piece nicely sitting in there. The NPM is going to influence the movements of the chunks, the RBD chunks. No, it's not. The NPM is not going to affect the chunks. The chunks are going to be like basically just a collision for the NPMs. We can add some I just wanted a main movement. Because I'm seeing it as like the biggest force is going to be this, and so I'm not going to have like anything pushing it around. I'm sure you could do that. I just don't know how yet. So then we're going to come into here and let's add, or if I hit play, you'll see now it's just going to fall through the floor. So we need to add a collisions and a ground plane. And let me just see what happens. So now the pieces are just kind of staying within there. So we need to give this some type of force. And I like to use for an explosion is the metaball force. So you can do like a metaball, right? And where did it go? It's right here. And then from here, you're just going to add a null. And we're going to call this, meta force. And the reason why we need this is a metaball is like it's going to have a stronger force in the middle and it gets weaker on the outside. So that's why we're using metaball and versus just like a unified force from like a sphere. And you'll see that in here. If we go into here, you can add some, you'll see wire and pop forces. So we need the metaball force, and we're going to plug that into here. And then it's going to ask for the path. And so we need to find that null that we just made. There it is. And we're going to just go 100. And let me go back into here. Now what we should get is nothing. Wire in the pop force, apply pre-force. If scaling the sim, remember to apply scale accordingly. That doesn't make any sense. Definitely see the force on there. Should we just go nuts? No force is working. Hello, Matt Damon. Of course, it's recommended. I recommend the courses I recommend for Houdini. I would say Stephen Nipping's courses on CGU Circuit. Those are great. The Rebel Way ones are really good. And then Double Jump Academy, shout out to Urban. His are really good too. So there's a lot of really good ones. And I just have. I'm still learning a lot of Houdini. I'm like basic Houdini boy. And so, yeah, I'm not as proficient as a lot of these guys. So why isn't this metaphors working? Let's move this up and let's go back and let's see. Nothing is working. Is it a post solve? Yeah, it should be exploding right now, which makes no sense. What up? Someone actually said hi on Twitter. Okay. First timer. What's up? I don't know. Sirio? Sorry, I can't say your name right. How's it going? Thanks for joining. So the metaball force should be working. And I'm trying to think why it's not. Ignore mass. This fails, you know what we're going to do? Because sometimes if that doesn't work, I just will add a collision geometry and plug it in. I know you can do, let's see, for guided sims, you could do that. No. Let's take out the meta ball force. I'm just going to do a force to just see if something else is off. Let's just do a pop force, plug that in, amp that up. Okay, so that is doing something. So not quite sure why the metaball force isn't working. Cool. So yeah, I need to know Vex to be CG Wizard. I feel like Vex will help you a lot. I don't know Vex. Like I'm still like pretty, like I like to just do things like very like put something on, press a button and see what happens, which I know is not, you know, probably the best way. I definitely approach things more like as a artist, like where it's like, you know, test things out. In the scale metaball affecting the force, I don't know, I've never done that before. Vex helps quite a bit, even for smaller tasks. I agree. That's what I'm like, if you know Vex, you're going to be a way better artist. Like it, because it unlocks a bunch of stuff that you can do. Someone help me out. Why isn't my force working within here? Is it threshold radius? Is that why? Let's go back in here and let's do metaforce. Plug that in. Go back to, I shouldn't have deleted this. Metaforce. I'm going to crank it up again. I just changed the type of metaball it is, and we're going to see if that fixed it. Let me go back over here. No, it's not working. What is going on? The metaforce should be working. Am I crazy? It's not doing anything. It should be like, boom, flying up in the air. Yeah, this force should be just annihilating this whole thing. But it's not doing that. So let's figure out why that isn't working. And because of time, you know what we're going to do? This is when you get desperate. I'm going to merge this metaball force and have it just move up because through it. I did this the other day, which is so weird. Like it should just be, it totally should just be working. Is it possible? So if any of you know why this might not be working, I'd love to have you chime in. Let's actually see. Let's see if we can go into their manual. And I'm curious if anyone else has problems with the manual where it's like it doesn't quite show you how. So, create a metaball. Off the show tool, create particle system. Okay. Particle tabs. Then select the metaball you want for your particles. Press enter. Force scale. Yeah, see how it's it'll like, it's a force away from the center of the thing. That's what we're wanting. We're wanting this force to push everything away. Okay, we're going to go in here, and I'm just going to, let me save this so we don't lose it either. That would be tragic. Destroy. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to test the metaball. We're going to do a pop network. Okay. And we're going to do just a sphere. So there's those particles, and I'm going to come in here, and we're going to do, this is where you do your meta. And we're going to locate that same metaforce and merge it in. No force is being applied to this. So is it because you can't use a null on it? That makes no sense. Am I crazy? Am I going crazy? Ignore mass. Still nothing. Field radius. Yeah, like it should be pushing all of those away. All those particles should be pushing away from it. So it's not making a lot of sense to me, actually. Still nothing. Still nothing. Yeah, this should be flying away from that. So I don't understand. Is Metaball broken? Because that should be working. All right, we're gonna do it the other way then. That's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna use this sphere. We're just gonna cut it out of there. We're gonna go back over here. I'm gonna look at this guy. Transform. And I'm going to see where that piece is. So what we're going to do is we're going to come in here, scale the radius of that down. And then with this transform, we're going to animate, holding Alt and clicking on the translation. And we're going to go 1, 2, 1, 1002, 2 seconds to get from here to here. Ish. Oh yeah, and then I know you can't see this, but here, I'll move myself for a second. This button right here makes it so that it'll play back in real time, if you didn't know that. And then we're gonna put me right back down over in the corner. Okay. So we have the sphere moving up like that. Perfect. And we're gonna just merge this into our chain. What the heck? Great. Now, if we look at our solver, and we got to make sure collisions, yep, they're animated. Now we're seeing some issues where our geometry is intersecting with our collisions. And one way you can fix this is you can do, let's look at, let's do a VDB from polygons. So this is going to create a nice little VDB file for you. And we can get that resolution just a little bit nicer. And then you can add a null on the outside and call this VDB collide, something like that. And I believe, where would I go? Advanced, collision. Bullet solver, where's the collisions where it can change collision on guides? Nope. constraints. Nope. For it's collision. Deforming, static, padding, physical. Let me think about this. Maybe I'll just plug it in and see if that works. Maybe we'll just swap it out and see if that fixes it. See if we get a better result. Nope, not totally disappeared. Yeah, because I know you can go in, like if I'm in the pop solver, right? If I'm in here, you can do. Oh, maybe I need to go. Okay, wait. Wait 1 second. Maybe we need to go into here and do static object. Let me think about this. And do No, that's not right. My brain's not fully working yet, guys. Because I thought you go into... You can do collisions, solve on creation frame. You can do a VDB. I'm reading something about the node in the metaball force. You need to add a force node after the metaball enable radial force. Oh. Okay, let me go back in here. So I need to add a radial force after the metaball force. Let's see. You need to add a force node after the metaball radial force. Are you saying out here? Oh my. That could have been why. Let me go back out here and I was gonna do the VDB from Polygon. Oh my goodness. What is going on? Oh my gosh. Oh, yep, it worked. Thank you. The force finally worked. So that was the problem. Let me turn off this that collision. So we have the force at 1. Let's turn this force up to 100. Oh, it's doing, I got to reverse the force, right? I got to do like -1 because it needs to go outward. Boom, there it is. Okay. Let's turn that down to 1. And do I animate that so it's not constant? That was the other question I had. Like, would I animate this so it's not constantly pushing? Or see how it's pushing away? Let me move that down. And I feel like I need to scale it down too. It's a little too big. It's pushing it. There we go. Thank you so much. It's in this ops. Okay. Thank you. Thanks for your guidance. Appreciate it. Keep hitting my fingers keep hitting wireframe. I think, so would I animate the force in here and be like -1 and then like 0 so that it's not constantly pushing? Yeah, I think so. Let me come in here and add 20 to that force. And let me make it, I had it smaller, but now I'm like, maybe it does need to be a little bit bigger. Oopsie. And what happened? So the other thing is I wanted to fix the, I'm still going, it's not getting it to work though. Manning, if you saw what our friend here in the chat said. Oh yeah, you can do stop after framed. Yeah, on that, on the keyframing. But Ika, thank you, Ika. I think that's her. EKATZ said, is this was the trick right here. And just a quick tip, when I have something like this that I forget, I'm going to show you guys. I do this all the time. Screenshot like that. I'll do this over and over and over. And then I have a, I created a Figma file. I'm just going to show you this. This is, I've been doing this recently. I had a OneNote back in the day and I lost it. Had tons of notes. So in Figma's free. That's why I'm suggesting this. And then you create like notes and things that have helped you. Let me see. So like I'll like make notes of things like, oh, here's how you do this. Here's how you do this. And I come in here, I have a Houdini section, and I just make like a, that's textures on particles. I was like, how do I do that? But I'm actually just going to call this Houdini because, but I would say create your own little notepad where you keep notes and write some stuff in here. I have stuff even, I'm rebuilding this, but Figma's totally free. So anyway, and I have references in there and everything. Yeah, so Figma, you can do, Figma is good for like designing. They have Figma design and people make websites, and I even use it for graphic designs or my YouTube thumbnails or my, all this stuff. But create a Figma Jamboard, totally free. Adobe tried to buy them and Figma said no thanks. But you can do like a ton of cool things. Like you can create like networks, like being like, oh, this goes to this. Like it's just like an idea place. Like this is, I have like lens references that I like. I have film references I started building. I like gravity. So I was like, ooh, I like the look of that. Anyway, I probably should split these up into like notes versus like this one. I have to delete this one because this was artists that I want to work together. Anyway, I just create like a bunch of notes in here. So then if I forget something, go back in and you can find it the way you did it that made sense. I'm working with some clients who use wireframe for websites. Looks super useful. Yeah. Like Figma, and I'm not a designer. The other thing I was gonna, I could show you just really quick. This isn't a Figma ad, but in Figma, like you can create design files or you create Jamboards, and they have, I haven't tried this yet, the new slide decks. But for example, I was like, sorry, we'll go back to Houdini, but I was wanting to redo my logo. And so I did this all in here without using Illustrator. Like you can create, and then you can export these out with like alphas or SVGs or whatever you want. Or you can use recipes. Yeah. So this is just, I don't know. I was like, I have a bunch of different ideas and then like YouTube thumbnails. So I know where to go to create my thumbnails. Anyway, I use Figma all the time. Yes. I wish this was sponsored by Figma because it is super helpful. So if you're trying to come up with ideas and plug things in, anyway, just a great resource. So back to this, we got the next problem we got to solve is, and I can't remember how to do it, is I want this to be my collision, that blue, and it looks like it's just hitting the sides of it. And I'm not sure why. So maybe Ika, you could help us out here. I created a VDB from polygons because for some reason it wasn't working. It just wasn't giving me, it's not colliding the way I would like. If you look, you'll see it's sticking within it. And I know if I do a VDB from polygons, I can get a better result. And so when I plug it into here, it doesn't work. And so I know that you have to, somewhere in here, you can change your collision type to like a volume collision. And I'm not quite sure where. And again, this is where I would make another note and be like, this is where it is. It's animated, concave, box, cylinder, sphere, like, where is my VDB proxy thing? I can't find it. So I'm curious if you know where that is. Properties, that's not what we want. Setup. Oh, the other thing I was going to say is, like, to make the scale big, I always like to turn the time scale to like that. So it's like, boom. And then it'll look much cooler. And if you go even smaller, like 0.2, we'd have to change the scale force, but it feels massive when you slow it down. And I did that on one of my sims. Let me show you, like, I'll click on my intro video. Let's see. See that big sim right there? That one, at the very beginning. That one, that sim was doing the same thing. Collision tab. That was in the collision tab. Animated. Deforming. Static. I could just do static, but. And then concave, box, capsule, cylinder. What's compound? There's no like VDB. And that's why I'm like, do I need to go inside here and create one using this and merge it in? Maybe that's what I need to do. Sorry guys, this is like, yeah, like, do I need to do this and do volume sample, right? Come down here, proxy volume, go back up. Where is my VDB? Collision, and then merge it. Is that how you do it? Nope. See, you gotta figure out, do I need to reorder this? Also, why can't I preview any of my collisions in here? I don't get it. Let's see. Boo, 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 boo. Volume. That's what I did. I did a VDB. Collision guide. It's not even showing me the collision guides in here. Okay, maybe I didn't do this part right. Stop path. Maybe I have to do. 1 second. Let's go back out. And before, do I need to create a null right here? That's just of this piece. Outside. Okay. Outside. And then let's go back. Turn that off. Back into this. Let me find that. Outside. Let's see, why isn't this? Okay, ray intersect. Okay, it's getting an error down here. First input is wrong. Let me think about this. this force, is it a post solve? Like, where would my collisions go on the inside of that? Doesn't need to be after the solver. No, it's still not colliding with it. I'm just trying to make it so that my VDBs are colliding. Oh my goodness gracious. Do you know what I'm trying to do? Like if I plug this into here, the collision geometry, right? I come down here. It's not like the way it's colliding doesn't look very good. And so I'm like, is it just the type of collision it is? Oh, concave. Maybe that fixed it. It's made it concave. Let's see if that fixed it. Maybe I didn't need to make a VDB for it. 30. We may have solved the problem, guys. Oh, it looks like my forces needs to be a little bit higher. That could be part of the problem. Now we're only getting pieces of it. Let's see. Let's try concave box. Let's see what that does. Still colliding with it. You need to open the HDA. That's what I usually do. Sorry, what do you mean by HDA? This is where my noobness is going to show. If I go in the bullet solver, I don't know. It's static object proxy should be towards the bottom. I don't understand what's going on. Because in here, I'm not even getting I tried volume collisions. I tried static collisions. I've tried. Does it just need to be in its own thing? I don't know. I don't know what's going on. All I know is it's intersecting with it, and that's not what I want. Concave kind of worked, but kind of didn't. We're going to like amp this up. See, that got some of the pieces out, but it's not getting all of them. See? They're still sticking. And they're moving way too fast. So the force is too strong, but then it's also not strong enough. Oh wait, that did something. Wait, why did that look different for a second? That was very weird. I think because it was halfway out or something. Collision source node might help in SOPs. Let's see. Let's see, yeah, collision source. Input geometry. Okay, that, and should we just try to plug this in? Oh my gosh. See, it looks good like that, but then I add that in. Oh man, come on now. Don't want to fill the interior. What does that do? See, it's still just passing through it. If I'm not mistaken, the default workflow for RBD collision is creating fractured pieces. Yeah, I didn't have a problem with that. Is there RBD collisions? No. NPM collider, VDB collider. Oh my gosh, yeah, that's just not, it's not giving me what I want. How did I do this before? Before I think I did. I think you can make the group active with collider for like, yeah, for one frame. I want it to like break and go on top. But, okay, so the other thing I can try to do and just see if this fixes it is from the Boolean. I'm not going to use a split. I don't know if that's creating an issue. So we're just going to do a delete. I'm straight up just going to delete. Okay. I'm just going to delete that. And we're going to plug that into there and see if somehow that fixes it. Nope. I just want to do a collision by VDBs. That's it. I wanted to convert this to a VDB like that. And then I want this to be in there like that. That's all I want. But it won't do it. So it's a friggin' shame. I just want this to collide with volumes, not with this object, because this object is not giving me what I want. Does that make sense? Oops. Do I just need to reduce the padding 0.5? Increase the padding. Everything's sliding through it. Yeah, it's like it doesn't even matter what I've changed in here. It Well, dang it. Okay, so the other question I had is this. If there's no let me turn the friction scale too, because that's sliding too much. I might just do this and just skip the other B's. Collisions for RBD are created packed pieces. Terrains are height fields. So do I need to take the outside piece and do like another RBD fracture on that? If you want custom collisions, you'll need... What is the HDA? Am I dumb? I really thought you could add a collision out here. Yeah. Right click, allow editings of content. Oh, so I got to go in here and do it. Look at this. Oh, wow. Okay, so if I want to come in here, I got to add it in there. Where's the RBD solver? Oh. Oops. This looks like a nightmare. Holy. There's a DOP network. There's collisions. There's a solver there. There's a solver there. Constraints. Collisions. So it looks like it packs a bunch of stuff up. Go inside the red. I'm assuming you mean this one. Oh my gosh, yeah. I guess this is where I'm like the creating your own, like not using the bullet solver and using the was a DOP network. Like if I was to take this thing and do this and create the solvers in there, would it be better? Like, would it be faster if I just came in here and did that? Or I don't even need to add that in there, like, right? Or you could do like just a bullet solver in here and then do, what is it, source. Oh my gosh, my fingers. What is it? Oh, yeah, there's RBD. Let's see. No. Packed object, right? That's what I would have to do. So I'd have to add a null. Or could I do first context? Could I come in here and do first context, right? And then, oh man, yeah. And then I would have to do, I don't want to rebuild it. Just for speed today, I guess I'm not going to have the collision that I wanted. I'm just so bummed that didn't work. Like, it's not doing what I want. That would be nice. In here, if anyone works for Houdini, if you can change this collision shape and say VDB or volume, and then allow us to pick a volume, that would be appreciated, because we're just going to do this for now because it's kind of colliding. Also, I'm going to turn the detail back on, so I want to see how much slower this will make it. Not too much slower. So, rigid ball, yeah. It's like they made it simple, but I'm like, just add that, because as you can see, it creates a problem. Like if your geometry is not accurate, create a VDB out of it, and suddenly it's accurate, and it'll hit things properly, it'll collide properly. So, what I would do from here is do a file cache and call this RBD break. And then let's just do it to, let's see how many frames we can do this to. Yeah, let's do 100 frames. I'm also going to do a speed limit, because watch this, those pieces right there just like are out of here. Oh no, I don't. Now I got to turn this. Oh gosh, come on. Oh my gosh. How do I relock it? Oh no. How do I? Nope, I don't want it to be locked anymore. Oh, this is great, guys. Amateur hours here. I came in not prepared. I have to like really prepare for these Houdini things. Otherwise, you guys are just going to watch me fail the whole time. Because now I don't, oh my gosh, I don't know where my metaforce is or anything. Match current def. Okay. Thank you. See, I'm gonna go back and make notes on all of this stuff and put it back in my Figma because, my gosh. So I was gonna do a pop speed limit. And turn that on and see if we fixed. Okay, that's not high enough. What would it be? 30? Nope, those pieces still, I don't like how fast they're going. 10. There we go. We limited it so it doesn't take off as fast. Cool. All right, now I'm going to come down here and we're going to save to disk. Should go pretty quick. Okay. Now what I wanted to do is this is where I wanted to do some NPM stuff on top of it. So we could disconnect this sucker. I could just create a whole new geo and build everything, but I'm just going to do it in here. So we need the NPM source. It's not going to be this source. I don't know why I plugged that in. That's going to be my collision. We're going to do npm collide npm container. Plug that in there, plug that in there. We're going to reduce the size. And we're going to also have it be closed boundary. Well, at least I want the negative to be closed. That's like adding a ground plane essentially. And then I was going to add like, let's think, like maybe we could do like a sphere mound. Plug that in here. And let's just increase the size of it. And I wanted to do like multiple layers of stuff. So in this one, what if we had this be maybe there's like a layer of sand. And then let's do the npm solver. We're going to plug that into this to the source. And we're going to plug this into the collision. And this into here. Oh, I don't know what I just hit. So now what we should get, it's going to just take 1 second to think, and then it should start moving. quick. Come on now. Oh, whoops. I didn't turn on animated. My bad. I might have to hide all that the collider stuff. Visualize. Don't show me the collider because I don't know what that was. And I'm going to change the scale of this too because we want it to move just as slow as the sim was, the RBD sim was. And so if I look up here, time scale on this was 0.4. So let's do the same thing in here. And these are way too big of particles. There's a lot wrong. I also want the, maybe I'll have this collision be, oh, whoa. I'm gonna increase like a little bit of sticky. I also wanted the ground plane to be, increase the friction. Maybe even have it be a little bit stickier. And then let's also make these particles a little bit smaller. I'm curious how much this slows it down when I start scaling. Okay, and I want them to be, let's make them a little bit closer. And is this gonna jitter? Maybe make it so there's not like waves. I didn't really change much. Okay, let's see what this would look like. I'm also going to just do a quick merge at the bottom. This. Okay, come on. All I did was add the little dot and it did not like that. Okay, let's do a quick preview of this. I'm also going to change my background to something a little bit darker. Right click, I'm going to change the flipbook settings. And I always turn that off because it stretches it sometimes. And then let's hit start. And then we're going to probably, after this, jump off. I was going to do a whole nother layer. So miss some of those pieces. I think that's when I would have to turn up my sub steps because it missed a bunch of little pieces. And those pieces are moving so quick that I think we miss them. I probably should have increased my sub steps on that sim, on the RBD sim. It is working. And for time, I think that oh my gosh. For time, I think I do have to put this back to like the bigger size of particles because I just don't think we're going to be able to watch this back very fast live. Whereas if I turn that up even to 2, it was... Actually, I'm going to turn this up too. We're just going to go higher really quick, and I'm going to increase the min. Oh, it looks... Does it already have the substeps on? Yeah, maybe the problem was I just, in this sim, I didn't have enough substeps. I might have to redo this because if that's not high enough, it's going to jump. Okay, increase the substeps globally. This might... What the heck? There's no way it did it that fast. I think... Okay, that doesn't make any sense, but whatever. Stop for a second. Yeah, so the idea, it's not even freaking caching my preview. Okay. Sorry guys, we're struggling. And then sometimes I'll do this little cheat, the point replicate. Oh my, why is... To me, this is just a great way to get pretend lots of points. If you are too lazy, if you can get away with it, do it. You know, this probably won't work, but because it's going to be too blobby. Or you could just I could do trails off of it or something like that. But anyway, we're not going to do that right now. The replicate thing can be fun way to cheat things. So you could have one layer. This is taking much longer than I had hoped. And then I wanted to do, let's say, another layer on top of that. And we'll do a transform and maybe scale this up just a teeny bit more. So there's a layer. And then we would merge these two together. But I'm going to change this one. Let's just change this from sand to let's do snow because it'll soil. I haven't done soil yet. Let's try it. Topsoil, and then you have the sand underneath maybe, and then you have the other piece. And let's do a color. Can I add a color to this? Let's see. Red. Whoa. This one's going to be blue. Come on, it's thinking, it's thinking, it's thinking. I'm not seeing any of my sand. That's weird. I didn't see any of my sand. There it is. What is going on? Let's go. Okay, there we go. It's because I was on frame 1. Okay, there's the soil. Oh, did I have the wrong order of operations? Apparently I did. Oops. So yeah, it looks like it does matter in your merge which layers on top of which. And I'm going to see if we can get away with this being a little bit smaller, the soil. Okay, and then let's go down to the merge. And let's sim and pray that this works. And let's come in here and hit this so we can play back fast. Sorry, today's stream is not as organized. Yesterday was a good stream when I was doing nuke stuff. Houdini gets, oh man, yeah, it can get. If you don't know you're doing in Houdini, man, it can be a huge bummer. So sorry, everyone. This is why I think NPMs are going to be awesome, is it being able to combine all this stuff together. I think we can get away with these being closer together, the pieces of particles. So let's come in here and see what we can get away with. 0.8. And let's make them a little bit bigger. Because by default they're 2, but we're just going to have that one be 1, and then the blue sand, maybe we'll also have the blue just be 1. And let's see again, what can we get away with? And let's hit sim. So we have that. Thank you. Thanks, Ruben. I guess part of the process is learning and being like, okay, this worked, this didn't work. This was good, this was bad. It's actually simming way faster than I was anticipating. Yeah, those little pieces, those little suckers, ruining everything. But that's, I mean, this is super cool that, you know, being able to combine all this stuff, and maybe you would make this topsoil even more chunky. Maybe we could see if we can add a little bit more chunk to it. And I feel like we can add way more particle, or reduce the particle separation of the sand. Let's try to see if we can match what we have on the topsoil. And then if we want to go even more crazy. Oh, dude, you're so nice. Thank you. I'm kind of having a lot of brain fog today. I'm not 100% here. Had a late night, and so my brain's not fully engaged. So let's turn this to 0.1 point. So this is definitely going to slow it down. But then let's come in here and let's see. Let's see, how would we play with the chunkiness, the density? If I turn this up to 2,000, 2,500. Okay, let's see what this does. So we just made it so that the sand's going to be closer. We also made it so that the density of the soil is going to be more dense, and hopefully that creates some chunkiness. That's the one thing I like about the snow solver, is the chunks look pretty chunky. Now it's going to play. We're going to see what this will turn into. And sorry for no music. My other video that I had music on, actually, my video got copyright strike, and so I can't monetize it. And I can't do anything with it. And the goal is one day, like my dream would be, is full-time, just make cool stuff and show people how to make it. That I think would be my ultimate dream, is just full-time do YouTube and create stuff, make stuff. But it's really coming, I have to basically figure out like what do people want to see. So if you guys have ideas and things that you really want to see me make, and then I'll try to make it, try to make it so it's more interesting for you guys. That's pretty cool that we are getting all this extra detail in here. Maybe I should color this so it looks more like dirt and sand and stuff. Let's do that. Let's have the top be like a green color. So it's like, or maybe just like a brownish color. Less saturated. Come on, darker. And let's have this color be like a lighter color. It's more sandy, and I could even add another color node on the concrete and have this, maybe this be like a dark brown. And I'm like, should we try to push it even further? Like, could we do a layer of concrete on top of this? Who knows? Should we try? Let's save. And let's do another npm source. And we're going to do that into there. We're going to plug this in here. And this source, surface, and we're going to do concrete. And we're going to change this to 1. Oops, hit the wrong button. Okay, let's see what this looks like. So we have like a shell of concrete, and let's see what happens. So I didn't do a volume on it because, oh wait, I got to make sure I hit the right. Wait, 1 second, guys. Let's go back to the beginning and hit. Oh, there we go. Okay. I haven't tested this out. This is going to be a first timer, but concrete and metal, someone's saying that it's better to do it as a surface versus volume fill, because as soon as you do volume fill, it will slow down significantly. So it is simming. Oh, but it's going to move the whole. I think that's going to just be one giant. Oh, wait, it cracks. It's cracking. Hopefully it can. I might have to turn down the. Oh, there we go. It's starting to break apart. I think the scale feels off though, because it would be I mean, that looks cool, but I also would want to draw some constraints on the bottom so it tears. But this should be cool. So we have like RBDs, sand, mud, and concrete all interacting. This is where like Houdini is a lot of fun, where you get to kind of mix things together. Sorry guys, let me hide this. My bad. I'm just gonna close that down. I'm gonna make some notes after for sure. Sorry, I'm just checking something really quick. Okay, that's pretty cool. Yeah, it's like tearing apart. I feel like it needs more, it needs to break underneath a little bit more. But that's cool because now you have like different layers, you know, concrete, mud, and sand at the very bottom. And then you have these giant pieces. So that's pretty rad. Yeah, if I increased like the separation of all that, boom. Okay, there's one thing that I had a question. I'm curious if one of you can solve this, and then we're gonna be done here in just a second. My question is this. So in here, it says that you can pin constraints, right? Every time I click right here and I try to select nodes, nothing is being selected. Can anyone answer that question? I've tried and I hit enter, nothing. Try it again, selecting, nothing. Nothing. Nothing works. Like, I have tried this over and over and over, and for some reason, you can't select points. Is this a Houdini problem, or is this it's probably a me thing again? But really confused why the pin constraints doesn't work. Yeah. Every time I hold A to select full or partial loops, hold H. See, nothing has worked. I've tried this over and over, and it's like, okay, doesn't work. Cool. So I don't know why, but so if any of you have an answer to that, that'd be awesome. Okay, I was gonna come back in here and chunk. Let's see, critical compression, critical stretch, stiffness. Do we turn the stiffness down to like 20? Would that change the size of it? Also want to see if I can do 0.8, make these even closer together. So we now have these little pieces. So yeah, if anyone knows how to change the constraints, and I think also I was going to show you something cool, why nodes are the best. Oh my goodness gracious. This is why Houdini's great, is if, let's say I wanted to make this thing more detailed, you know, you can use it as a temp, but I always like to add like a come in here. Oh, whoops, I didn't even have on the right thing. Plug that in, plug that in. Cool. Now we have better, you know, like a more interesting looking surface for each of these. And let's go down to the bottom. And then I think after this, after I hit sim, I think we're going to call it. It's, you know, it's working time. But look at this. You got all those layers in there. Sand, mud, concrete crust. I'm trying to think. I could have done like made it so that there was like a shell volume a little bit more with the concrete. But we're going to go with this for now. And let's see what happens when you do this. We're going to do this as our final little sim playback. And see how it turns out. Concrete crust, mud, sand. Don't know why Twitter is not showing me everyone that's on here. Let's see. It's going to take a little second to warm up. So, what would you guys like to see on your next live? I'd love to hear your guys' input. Because I'm thinking we can do some lighting stuff. What do you guys think? What would be the most interesting thing to watch? NPM Softbody has a pin constraints after the source node. Thank you. Oh, look, we're getting, more things are breaking. That top sim is actually still, in my opinion, too fast, but it's pretty cool. I just like seeing the different layers of stuff in there. How helpful is this going to be for all you super talented Houdini artists? Like when you guys are trying to do this, mixing a bunch of these simulations together. It's going to be fun to see what everyone makes. I love just seeing what people do. I mean, that's pretty cool that we can... I'm looking at this part right here. Do you know what that reminds me of? You could probably have this be like... this is kind of messed up, but someone getting shot. like if you're doing like a blood sim, or you're doing like a... like a gunshot wound. And if you had them tracked, you would do different layers. You know what I'm saying? You'd be like, okay, skin layer, fat layer, and then like underneath like a blood fluid layer. Because it kind of feels like that, like in a creepy, gross way. And you're getting all those different like sims working together. It's like the skin, and it even feels like the skin's rippling. So this could be a massive destruction, or it could be a disgusting, like gore sim. You just change a couple things. I change the color to skin color, and everything else is just meat colors. And it would absolutely look like a meat sim, like a slow motion meat that flinging those pieces off. That's so cool. NPMs have been a lot of fun just to play with. But I'm going to have to jump off here in just a second. I just wanted to see what the final result. We're only 35 frames in. We haven't even seen the full thing yet. Yeah, we'd have to really, I'm thinking about it now, really contain everything inside. Sorry, I just had a thought. Can I try something really quick before we jump off? And then I have to jump off. So that geometry at the top that we couldn't get to work, that I was so desperate to get to work. Why am I using that? Okay. I'm going to merge in this piece. Let's do because I want to see if I can contain... Oh, what the heck? Can I merge it like that? Let me do... Oh, sweet. It did bring it in. Nice. Okay. That little outside piece didn't make it, but that's okay. I could come in here. Whoa. I think if I just turn down the scale right here. Oh no. Let's just leave it back to where it was. Okay, so now we have, it's going to be a little bit different. Let's see. It's just going to have that top surface. And then we could merge in that same, I don't need that anymore. There's a lot of things over here I just don't need. There we go. Okay, let's just see what this looks like now. I'm trying to think of how big to go. Okay, let's try that. Let's just see. Liking schools, maybe one day we learn some live action. Okay, I think I get a lot of people wanting to do live action integration. So what if we do that? What if we do more compositing, like, and I can show you stuff in Blender that's really sweet. I could do it in here too. I would have to do Houdini. If we do it in Houdini lighting, it'd be redshift and it'd be 20. Third dimensions, what up? Joe, my name is not Joe. So third dimensions, are you a bot? Love your content, man. Super, well, maybe you're not. My name is not Joe though. Oh, do you mean yo? For some reason, whenever Twitch people join, you're not Twitch though, YouTube, but I've had like so many people on Twitch, they're bots. They join in, they're all bots, but I tried to sound cool. Yeah, I'm glad you could join. We're just about done, sadly. We mixed multiple solvers. So we did RBD, that took us way too long, and the NPMs, and we have sand layer, mud layer, concrete layer. And this is kind of the final result. Third dimensions, I'm just messing with you. Thanks for joining. We're going to be wrapping up in just a second. It looks like we've been live for an hour and 30 minutes. So work's got to get done now. I have lots to do as usual. I can't wait to show you the stuff I'm working on. I'm super excited when I finally get to show the fun things I've been doing. Sweet. Okay, that turned out fun. Well, guys, third dimension. So usually I start like an hour and a half from right now. So usually 10 o'clock my time, Mountain Time. So please join tomorrow. We're going to be doing, I think, some live action compositing because Ruben requested it. And I think we can do a lot of fun things, tracking, lighting, comping, all on one video. So maybe we do like a daily shot where we're doing that. And I think you guys will enjoy that because we'll be jumping from, maybe we'll do Blender to Nuke, which has been my recent favorite thing. So, okay guys, that was fun. Thanks for joining. I'm going to put this on me for a little bit. If you have anything you guys really want to see, message me and we'll do it. Okay.